Hi, Jay here. Tonight I'm going to review my SW-MOTECH Micro Evo tank bag. Now, the reason I picked this, and I'll get into this in a second, is because my new motorcycle does not have a metal tank. It has a plastic tank. So all the magnetic bags I have for my other motorcycles slide right off. However, there is a couple of manufacturers that make adapter bags, and I'll explain what that means in a minute, that fit on a mount that you put on the motorcycle. Now, one of them is SW-MOTECH. It's made, I think, in the Netherlands or somewhere in Europe. It's considered one of the upper tier bags. I think the other one's called the Q system, but don't quote me because you can never find them. And these are hard to find. I found this at Revzilla. So first of all, this is the Micro. This is the smallest bag that SW-MOTECH makes. They make everything up to huge tank bags and tail bags and saddle bags. But for the review, we're just going to talk about these bags. Now, they come in a really nice, I don't know, fabric over bag. This is the bag itself. Now, inside the bag, they say you can get a phone, a camera, a bottle of water, all at the same time. And it does have an expansion capability, which I'll show you. But when you get the bag, this is what you see. Okay? Just a simple flap on and off. I think, no, this one doesn't have it. I think the next size up, these little side things have places you can slip like a card or something into. But this one, it's not. It's just a bag with a single flap. It does have this zippered compartment here, where I guess you can keep your registration, things like that. But there's no other pockets, there's nothing else in here, it's just a flat bag. It does have a X-hole, so you can run headphones, an external charging cable in, though they do sell this in an electric version, but they're quite expensive, and they actually come with an integral connection for charging, and I'll get to that in a minute. So this is the bag as it is. It's about the size of a shave bag or a shaving kit bag. It does have a nice rubber handle. It does have nice little features like everywhere a zipper ends, there's a little elastic cover to hold it to keep it from like scratching your bike or rattling or whatever. And you can, once I free this up without dumping it on the floor, you can, let's see, am I doing it the right way? Hold on for technical difficulties. Okay, let's try that again. You can unzip this one all the way around, and the bag will expand another 1.5 to 2 inches. So almost can fit a pair of shoes in there. Almost. Regular flat shoes. So, but you just zip this back around and it compresses the bag again. Now you're saying, gee, it's just a bag. Again, my tank is not magnetic, so I could use straps. I would have to take the seat off and run the straps up under, and I really didn't do that. I wanted something that was easier to take on and off like my magnetic bags. So what they came up with, oh, it also comes with rainfly instructions and the mounting base. Now how this works, you have to buy an adapter for your bike. This one fits R1s and R3s, 2015 and 2016. And what you do, and this will be in the video later, you take this metal horseshoe looking device, you take out some of the screws on your the ring, gas cap ring on top of the tank. Then this fits down in there, and they supply you with longer screws. And then you bolt this black plastic spacer. It's a very horseshoe looking piece. Okay? It's got a ridge around the outside rim. Now what that means is you have this ring on your tank now, hard mounted. And you take this adapter plate, which I haven't unopened, so of course it's going to take me 7.5 minutes of film time to get it out. And it comes with a drill bit and the screws, and I'll get to that in a second. But what you do is you take this ring, see it's got this sort of a spring-loaded ridge in it, and that fits on, there it goes. It snaps onto that ring, okay, a half ring, horseshoe, whatever you want to call it, that's mounted on your tank. So that, and then this mounts under the bag, there it goes, like that. So that when you want to take the bag off, oops, I got it back, it actually goes this way. So you want to take the bag off, they give you this little pull tab, which you in turn hook to this metal wire loop. And when you pull, oops, the whole thing will come off your tank just that easy. And you can carry it around. And again, they make tank bags, everything from this is the smallest they make, up to almost backpack size with curves that hugs your tank and everything. But I got this one. Now, the reason it comes with a drill bit is because when you put this on your tank and you put the adapter plate underneath it, you can adjust it fore and aft. See, there's some adjustment under here. You can adjust it fore and aft on where you want that bag to hit. Some people want it towards the back of the tank. Some people want it towards the front of the tank. It's sort of a little bit of personal preference on what you want to do. So you would locate it, then using the supplied drill bit, which is pretty dang big. It's about a 3/8 drill bit. You would drill the holes in the bottom of this bag. See, it's got a plastic plate underneath here. I know you can't see it. It's covered with nylon, but there's a plastic plate. Matter of fact, if you open these inner doors, you can see that plastic plate. And then you screw it down, and you adjust the plate. You mount the plate on here, and then stick it on your tank. And away you go. I've watched the videos online. Doesn't take but 30 minutes for a pro to do it, which means it's going to take me 7.5 hours to install it. It's a pretty trick bag. I'm not going to lie to you. It is pretty trick. It's not like a magnet bag. You just whip, whap, and you're done. There is a little bit more involved. And you do have this metal ring, which sits flush on your tank. The metal ring sits flush. But you will have this plastic ring sticking up. Okay, it'll stick up like that far off the tank. So there is a trade-off to that. And there's another big trade-off. This shit's expensive. The adapter, which consists of screws and these two plates, was $48.95 without shipping. $50. I think most of my my cheap tank bags were less than that. The magnet ones. And then the bag itself is about $105, depending on where you get it. So, and this is the smallest one they make, and it's $105. And it goes up from there. The next size up is $139, and it's basically about 30% bigger than that one. Oh, and the electrified ones. Now, what they also offer, I'll dig my kit back out again. They have a electric. It's called the Electric Micro or Ion or what? Maybe it's Ion. I didn't want that series, so I really didn't pay attention to a lot of it. But it's called the Electric series, and it comes with wiring that plugs into here, and wiring on the bottom of this plate. So when you stick this plate on there, it actually makes a connection, so that you can. And it has inside the bag, and it makes a connection on the bottom. Inside the bag, you have 1 or 2 little USB leaders. It's either USB or a 12-volt charger hole, like a cigarette lighter. I'm not sure. Again, I wasn't planning on going that direction, so I didn't really pay attention to it. But you can look it up online. So I've got 150 smackaroonies in this thing, and I looked around. You may find it a few bucks cheaper, but they were actually more expensive on Fleabay than buying it from Revzilla. Now, speaking of Revzilla, I found their prices to be okay. It's good on some things, okay on others. Quick shipping. I ordered this Monday morning. Yeah, Monday morning, and here it is Wednesday at 2 o'clock it came in. So a couple of days shipping, and I just paid for ground. Oh no, it was free shipping. It was free shipping, and it was here in 2 days. Everything's new. Nothing was opened. You know, you get these stickers. I know, selfless plug, but it's from them. It's Revzilla, and it's a tag and win. And what you do is you put it on your bike and you take a picture of it and you post it to Instagram or Twitter, I think. Both, I think. And if you're randomly picked or selected, you get a $500 shopping spree or something. It's sort of like those receipts from like Best Buy or Bilo, where it says, well, if you like the service at the bottom, call this number and use a code and you get a chance to win 500 bucks. Everything came packed very well. I mean, it's a pretty good sized box. It's all custom. Pretty cool looking box. I found the bag to be well made. Everybody said this is like the Rolls Royce of bags, and I did find it well made. It's got a lot of, it's even got a snap here. I don't even see it right here, so that this cord, which you attach that pull ring that I talked about, will actually snap on there also and not rub your tank. They also have options that you can add. These are very modular. They have like an iPad top that you can put on here that mounts to it. They have like a GPS mount. I don't think the Micro is as flexible as the next steps up, the next few steps up. But they have a lot of add-ons and modules that you can snap and plug in and you know, make it a bigger bag or customize it the way you want. All the zippers seem really well, but this side zipper here sticks a little bit. I know a trick about rubbing some graphite on there that should make that easier. So that's my review of just opening the box, and then I'll have a little bit more that I'll add on after this, after I've installed it on the bike. So wish me luck. I still got a couple of hours of daylight left. I might at least get the ring on by then. If you've seen my other video for that Demotive right side mirror extender DVR mount that says it takes 20 to 30 minutes, yeah, that took me like an hour and a half. But, you know, it's a brand new bike, so I'm like, you know, really careful and I don't want to scratch it and stuff like that. So this is Jay, and stand by for the second part after I get everything on. Thanks. Alright, let's see if I can do it without knocking the camera off the bike. Alright, so you come out here and you take your bag. Okay. Alright, it just snaps on just like that. Am I shaking the crap out of the camera? It snaps on. I mean, you can lift it up a little at the back. That's just because where it's mounted to the bag. But it's not coming off. And then when you want to take it off, just unsnap it, pull the little ring, and off it comes. It's just that simple. So, and here it is installed. And look, it didn't take me but 40 minutes. As you can see, let me back up a little bit. This follows the line of the tank pretty well. It's not obtrusive. Looks pretty sturdy on here. Let's give it a shake. See, that's not coming off. Now here's the all-important gap in the bottom of it, so it doesn't look like a flying saucer's landed on your tank. There you go. So, and when you want to, and like I said, this snaps to the front here. It's got little snaps and everything. But say you want to fill up with gas, you unsnap that, pull it, and it comes right off. And then you can just throw it on the ground like I did. Then you could just hang it on your grip, fill up your tank. See, it doesn't block the tank access. So, the only thing I'm worried about is these. This is awful sharp, and this is like a Delrin or a nylon. And then you have this metal ring, and the metal ring's not so much because it's almost flush with the top of the tank. But this plastic, I mean, let's see if you can see. I mean, that sticks up that's a good 3/8 of an inch. It's sticking up. So, you know, in a low-speed wreck, you may, you know, F up your chest or something. But I don't know if that'd be the least of your worries. So, and then when you're not riding, you know, you're riding around with the tank with the bag off, I mean, that's all you see. So, and here it is within the bike. As you can see, you know, I'm really having to lean forward to hit it. It's unobtrusive, it's out of the way. Sitting at a light, you know, it's easily accessible. You can get to whatever you need to in the bag. Installation was fairly simple. The ring is nothing more than taking off 3 screws and putting 3 screws back on with the rings on there. You drop the spacer, you drop the metal ring, you drop the plastic ring, and then one of the things that it talks about has these little tiny threaded cylindrical nuts that are hollow, and you have to use a screwdriver to get down in there. I haven't seen that mentioned on any videos. I should have filmed it too. It's pretty self-explanatory once you look at how it goes together. It's on there pretty good. Also, don't use the drill bit they give you. It's like this big around. I dropped back to like a 5mm. It says it's a 5.5mm, but it looks more like 8mm or 3/8, and you should be using about a 1/4 inch. Matter of fact, I think I may have used a 1/4 inch or maybe a 5/16. But this Mongo freaking drill bit that they have is just ludicrous. And it says to mark it and use this plastic template, and it fits in there and you drill it. Here's another hint. Not only don't use that big ass drill bit, but here's another hint. When you drill your first hole and you know you're on the right spot, stick a pin or a screwdriver in there to hold the template in that first hole. I noticed I drilled the first, the second, and they're numbered. The first, the second, and the third, and I noticed by the third hole I'd pulled a little bit back, so I had to push it forward and drill the third hole again. It's also got a 5th hole that's in the middle. They have a anti-theft kit for this, but the anti-theft kit got like 2 out of 5 ratings. They said it was a joke, and you can snap the cable that's attached to it like that. But it does have a 5th hole, and that 5th hole comes out right here. I don't know if you can see that hole. There's a little hole right there where they have a cable that attaches all this together. But again, it's like a 2mm cable, like 0.90 and 0.09 of an inch, and they said it's just, they can rip it off or cut it real easy. So anyway, that's my review of the SW-MOTECH Micro tank bag and mounting system for the YZF-R3. Let me see if you can see that. For the YZF-R3. This is Jay. Keep on cycling. Yeah, because I did keep on printing, keep on shooting. Keep on cycling, and have a good night.